It is my deep honor to welcome two of my dear friends, people who are very important to Hope and who have been important to us for a long time. Maggie Wade is a state treasure. I had the privilege of being present last week when Hinds County declared the third Monday in March as Maggie Wade Day. It's long overdue. In addition to being Mississippi's most beloved news anchor and lending her support to many, many good causes, her work on behalf of foster children has been beyond amazing. Back in September, September 1995, Maggie was the MC when we first opened the doors of Hope Community Credit Union. It's an honor and only right, Maggie, that you're here with us today as Hope takes our work to the next level. I'm also pleased to welcome my good friend Nick Wallace. Even if he was not one of the world's best chefs, which he is, he would still be a very special person. Like Maggie, his dedication to giving back, to use his talents and relationships to help others sets him apart. I'll leave it to him to tell you some of the exciting and well-deserved opportunities that his talent and dedication have produced. I will say that I'm honored to announce also that Chef Wallace has generously agreed to be an ambassador for Hope and serve as our first official celebrity spokesperson. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Maggie.
Well, we have to say thank you to Bill, and
Yes.
I think this is my first time having the opportunity to talk with you, and I am really excited. Nick, your journey began in Edwards, Mississippi. Tell me about that, and tell us about your journey and now your entrepreneurial career. And you are known not just in Mississippi, you're a treasure for us, but throughout the nation.
Yeah, thank you. And I've been looking forward to this, sitting across the seat from you
Me
as
too.
well. I grew up in Edwards, Mississippi, 20 miles west of Jackson. I grew up in that kind of homesteading environment, strong men, that went out and worked every day. But the women stayed at home, cooked. My grandmother is still the best chef that I know. Very creative. So I was kind of hitched with her. So anytime that she needed wild berries or the sweet potatoes, go check the sweet potatoes, dig them up, see if they're ready. They got like a little bit of mold on top of the skin, pull them up. So I got all that knowledge as a kid. And I was really trying to figure out, like, why did she put so much time and effort, even scarring herself sometimes, burning herself with dropping jars of yummy, gooey stuff in the mason jars into the water. I'll hear her holler in the kitchen. But like it made sense the next morning when she got up and you popped the top of one of those biscuits out of that cast iron skillet and she tell you to pop the top of that mason jar and it made that pop sound and you take a spoon and you put it in the middle of that biscuit and you sandwiched it in. And once you ate that, you just stared at her and you got it. It was a slow food movement that I wanted to inherit into my future.
There is nothing like those country. I grew up on a farm as well, so there's nothing like those cooks on the farm, that's for sure. Let's talk about your incredible run personally and professionally. The Nick Wallace Cafe at the Civil Rights Museum, the continued success Top Chef,
Yes.
which was absolutely amazing. And if you would share, you talked about the influence of your family on your cooking, but tell us more about that and just what has been happening with you and what it was like to be on Top Chef.
So before Top Chef, I was waiting to be an entrepreneur. I always had it in me.
Yes.
My family was entrepreneurs. They, had a business that they was fixing people lawnmowers. So I got to see like putting your hands on things and working hard every single day. But I wanted to get as much toolage as I can out there before I got out there because I get embarrassed easy. So I'm like that right person to put in front of a screen because I want to be careful with what I present because I know I got people watching me. So I started doing Food Network shows back in 2013. And that was the first show that I ever had to actually submit in an application for. So up to now I've done 8 shows. So I guess I did something right, about just really showing the sophistication that I think Mississippi deserves into whatever you do. So I did that and I did okay. I came back and I'd seen the response from like the kids going into the grocery stores changed my life completely. Then I got to see parents and kids, the kids would walk up and hug my knees, and say, hey, I'm rooting for you. Hey, I want to be a chef.
Yes.
So that kind of led me into working in the public schools. I got into the public schools and started just lending a hand and I just wanted to make things better in the cafeterias. But I said, I want more TV time. And then, just recently, I got a chance to be the first Mississippi chef to ever be on Top Chef. And it's definitely a very emotional moment. But it's one of those suck up moments there that you got to put your big boy pants on because now you're going to be competing in a completely different stage. And I am just so blessed and grateful that I get an opportunity to do that, but just open up that space now so other chefs, other entrepreneurs can go and jump in that space and make it their own.
We know that no journey or career is without obstacles. Tell us about some of your obstacles and how you overcame those obstacles.
Yeah, I had a lot of obstacles. One, I needed a home. I was renting homes for a long time within my life, and I met a young man named Bill Bottom, and I got to understand Hope Credit Union probably a year later there from getting a lot of the information in. I didn't think it was possible for me to purchase a home because of how I was raised, how you needed to purchase, like have the cash to buy things. So I didn't think that I can actually do it. But when I did it, I changed so many things from my family's perspective. I was the first one to buy a home within 60 years of my family. So that was a huge one that gave me a big boost to keep going. And then the other obstacle was I needed financing for my business. I needed a van. I needed to be able to transport this yummy food because I needed to make money. I want to be successful. And that was the next thing that, I picked up the phone and called Hope. I needed help. And that's what I did. I cried out for help. And what they did was treat me like my grandmother, come and sit at my table. And we sit down and we talk and we'll figure it out. So a month later, now I have me a van out there with my name shining around it. And now I can be everywhere. And it's just it was a huge obstacle that became possible, that I jumped over that hurdle, and it's just been a wonderful feeling. And I just want to keep it climbing, and whatever obstacle it is, I'm going to keep calling Hope. So hey, help me out with this.
You have been a longtime member of Hope, and it gave you what it gives so many people across the state.
Yep.
Hope. Talk about that, please.
It's just a magical thing being in business, being in business with people that is giving back. So every dollar that I put in is going to make a difference for somebody else. Sharing your story with the same thing. Hope gave me a platform to really get in tune with that message that I was trying to drive home, and it affected already people that surrounded me. People that I work with right now that's on the team has bought a home from Hope. So it works. So now I want that voice to get a little bit bigger. So by pulling out my business card and my debit card right now with Hope on it, it's a proud moment because it's going to affect other people. It's no walls there. It's completely transparent. And that's the part that I love. So banking with an institution like that, it's just really honestly a no-brainer.
And you could bank anywhere, but you choose Hope.
Yeah, you got to change. You got to choose something that makes a difference, regardless of whatever it is. And it's not to speak on any other financial institution, but when you can find a place that is completely transparent, it's like a big hug. It's warmth. It's a lot of guidance and a lot of respect out there. So it's easier by putting your money in that bank because it's going to make a difference.
What advice would you give to that person who is hoping to buy their first home or who wants to get involved with their own business? They want to do it themselves. What would you say to them, especially about the role that Hope could play?
I would definitely love to just give them this simple message, and that's, come to the bank, talk to one of the staff members. And it's really simple as that. Ask a bunch of questions, because when I asked questions, I really honestly was a little nervous asking those questions, because in a way, I thought I probably should know these things, but they didn't treat me like that. It was like, let me provide guidance. Let me give you this so you can go home and do a little homework and then come back and see me within a week, and let's go ahead and move to that next step. So honestly, it's just honestly walking through the doors and making that phone call. It's really simple as that. And then the one thing that changed my life was just believing in myself, believing that I can have that house, that I can have family reunions in, that I can, be able to rest well, and have my safe haven, or have that business that I can be just as good as anybody else, that I can lay my mark down. And it's just really, honestly, it's just simple as that.
What does it mean to you to be named an ambassador for hope, a celebrity spokesperson who can share not only your journey, but again, give people something that so many people lack today, and that's hope?
I'm gonna give it all to, first thing, I'm gonna give it all to God. My grandmother laid down the foundation of that. She told me a long time ago, as much as you get in life, give back just as much, and you may have to put in some years, some time, but eventually you will get the things that you desire. And this is something that I kind of gave myself ambassador for Mississippi a long time ago without getting on a fancy stage. I gave it to myself because I know people that look like me in the industry needed to be out there on that front stage. So this actually getting recognized and actually being ambassador, I'm going to take ownership of it. I want to go out and shake some hands, and I want to, talk to some people. I want to encourage, and I just want to share my story. I want it to be completely transparent, because I'm living proof. And with the dynamics of my family, I'm going to continue to be living proof, because we all have a long way to go. And I just want to be a great example. But this right here is an honor.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Tell us what's next for Nick Wallace.
So what's next is I need a hub. I need a culinary hub that I can do a lot of my nonprofit work. I want to make it bigger. I want to make the stage bigger, and I want to find other people that have that passion in the culinary world that can come right along beside of me, just so we can go out and affect so many more kids, and just really honestly just be that example for Mississippi. But the next step is opening up a culinary hub, and I'm going to be so excited to announce that when that time comes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for talking
Thank
with
you.
us, for sharing your journey, and for being a part of the Hope family.
Thank you. And thank you. You're awesome. I already knew that.
You are. And I can't wait to have your next dish. For
Yeah,
sure.
I can't wait. I would love to cook for you. So I already know exactly what I'm going to cook for you.
I can't wait.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.